The white neighbor threatened to call police. The delivery driver says it's always people like John that makes his job much more difficult. The embattled police commissioner in Boston, Massachusetts, is being fired by the city's black mayor. I reached this decision after carefully considering the results of an independent investigation into multiple allegations of domestic violence against Dennis White. Acting Mayor Kim Janey got rid of Dennis White after he was placed on leave. Among the domestic abuse
Yes, sir.
against him, thank you, sir. Michael Greer, have no fear.
You're welcome, sir.
Always.
Allah bless you, my brother.
Gentleman and a scholar.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who's that featured guest tonight? I mean, a featured artist.
Prince.
Oh yeah,
That's a no-brainer. His birthday was Monday.
Yes, sir.
Let's not play around with it, man. It'll be home.
Okay.
I don't know what you could possibly play. I'm not familiar with, but I'll wait and see.
Okay.
You know what, man? I like you. You didn't know that, okay?
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Next week, sir.
Take care.
All right, how's the new place working out?
I have no complaints. No complaints.
That was a blessing.
Yes, it was.
All right, now, check it out here, sir.
All right.
Hey, wait a minute, one thing to ask you.
Yes, sir.
I mean, do people call into you?
All the time. Yeah. All
Yeah,
night.
Really? Just say something encouraging or something?
No, excuse me. They always ask me, I bet you don't have this record. You young. You don't know nothing about
You
that.
got a computer right there.
Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. You don't do like Mr. Stan used to do. I don't want no hard legs calling me.
Well, you know,
They call you from all over the country and all over the world?
all over. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, sure.
And then you social media active too, so they I hear you talk about them people chiming in that way.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I hear you on our radio for about the first 3 miles.
Uh-huh.
And then it kicks into my regular radio in the car.
Okay.
We're gonna let you get to your work.
All right, brother.
All right, y'all take care. Mm-mm. But don't go to sleep. John Caldwell. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the B-Sides with your Dr. Al Greer. Don't forget to share the live video on your pages. Good evening, Paulette Sanders. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us, as always. Appreciate you. Y'all gonna have to say some encouraging stuff to me tonight to keep me, keep me pumped up. All right. So y'all got to keep me pumped up tonight. All right. All right. Yo, yo, yo. Once again, y'all got to keep me lifted up tonight. I'm feeling kind of, kind of low. Yo, Mr. Redman. And once again, don't forget to share the live video on your page, please, and thank you. Appreciate you guys. Yo. Janine Lee Jefferson. Once again, don't forget to share the video on your page. Asia, is Wealthy Pew. All right, Asia. Thank you so much for joining the B-Sides. I appreciate you guys. How am I? I'm hanging in there. Not as good as I normally am tonight, but I'm still here, which is a beautiful thing. My spirit is a little low tonight, so you all will have to bear with me. Hopefully by mid-show I'll be at full strength, but right now, just trying to get it together, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. You could be anywhere else. But you're here with me, and that means the difference. Tomorrow we'll be doing our first show from the new and improved studio in Calumet City. I gave it a test run yesterday, so I'm going to test run it tomorrow or probably when I get home this morning, you know, give it a test run, make sure everything is worked out, all the kinks and everything else. So we'll go live at 9 o'clock tonight for the bedtime story show. Okay. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. I appreciate that. I need all the congratulating I could get. Like I said, I'm just feeling kind of low tonight, but now I still got my mask on. I must be feeling bad. But I want to let everybody know that I serve a good God. And he didn't bring me this far to let me down. And I got to keep that in mind. I always preach to other people, but not to myself. So, yeah. But things are going to work out. They're going to work out very well. And thank you, Paulette. God is good all the time. You know, he doesn't make any mistakes. You know, so I got to keep that in mind. You know, like I said, I'm always preaching to other people, but I don't take my own advice. So, you know, I'm glad I got you all to uphold me, uplift me tonight here on the B-Side show. But yes, God is good. I am still here. You know, when I heard about this, you know, it was last year, March, when everything basically changed in our world, you know, with this whole pandemic. You know, people were, you know, just people were dying. Young people that I know, you know, people that I considered friends. I'm like, if they were here now, I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in. Be like, man, come on, man, you better than that. You this and you that. You know, a few people come to mind. One of them is a gentleman by the name of Edgar Porter, also known as Gemini. Great singer. I remember we were at a funeral for another brother. This was way before COVID. And he sang, I forgot the song that he sang at the funeral, but I was like, man, I'm glad you went on before me, because, you know, or went on after me, because I wouldn't want to follow you after that song. So that was it. But Gemini Porter, Edgar Gemini Porter, rest in peace. You know, I miss you, brother. You know, big guy, about 300 pounds, but, you know, 300 pounds of heart. Mm-hmm. It's hard to imagine a 63-year-old Prince, but he would have been 63 on the 7th. Good morning. Welcome to the B-Sides. It's your Dr. Al Greer officially checking in with the music of Prince Rogers Nelson. So they're healthy and whole. I hear you. You know, like I said, You know, it's been very difficult for me, you know, losing my mom, going through the situation that I've been going through. Um, you know, I've just been trying to maintain, um, you know, to keep my head up. And, you know, it's just been difficult. You know, I ain't gonna lie. It's, you know, it's just been very difficult. And I'm always remembered of what my mom would always say: God doesn't give you too much that you can't handle. Some people are stronger than others. Um, you know, my mother told me this also. You know, when you have children, you have one child that's, you know, super strong, you know, superhuman, and the other one is not as strong, not as, you know. So yeah, but she was always, my mom was always encouraging to me. Um, my dad wasn't the same. He wasn't very encouraging. So she was like the biggest cheerleader in my life. Like I was telling Delvin, who was one of my coworkers tonight, I said, there were times where I wanted to go to my own radio station and just turn it off, just shut it down, grab all my computers, put them in the back of my truck, and drive to the next town, you know, and start all over again somewhere else. And I was having trouble paying the rent at my radio station. I actually had a physical radio station, uh, which was on the corner of 79th and East End, right next door to the Regal Theater. And I just thought, you know, this was great. I was paying $450 a month in rent for both the studio and an office. So I just thought I was doing it big. You know, people would, you know, I'd say, well, come to my office, you know. Oh, and by the way, this is my radio station. You know, I was really proud of it. And then COVID hit, and, you know, we all got, you know, we basically got kicked out. You know, first they shut the power off in the building. And then, you know, after that, it was pretty much it. You know, luckily I grabbed all the stuff out of there that I needed. Left a few things in there, like a TV, a futon, my desk, some awards and everything, which are probably still on the wall. Picture of my mother. But Leo Brown, what's going on, brother? But was still able to continue running the radio station. I moved to another location, and, you know, it was the same thing. You know, COVID, they weren't opening. As a matter of fact, the gentleman that owned the facility, or was renting the facility, was nice enough to let me store my equipment there, and with a possibility of starting the radio station back up in his facility that he was renting, and we would pay him rent. Well, that never happened due to COVID. That was March, April of last year. So he moved out, so I had to come get my stuff and move it somewhere else. But at the same time, I was able to continue with the radio station. You know, everybody was doing their station or doing their shows remotely, and that was a good thing. So we never went off the air, even though we had to shut down the physical station, but it stayed up. and WOSD has been on the air for like 5 years, and I'm still proud of the fact that it's still going on. But it was very difficult. It was a difficult decision to have to snatch all that stuff out of there and just say, okay, I had a good run, but due to the fact that we have this wonderful technology, the station never went off the air. Even though we moved the equipment and everything else, we never went off the air. I was doing my show at my house when I had one. Everybody else was doing their shows at their houses. Lionel Redmond, also known as Mr. Hypnotic, Reggie Miles, Alvin Washington, also known as Vince Brown, Ralph Liggins, Big Corn, but everybody was doing their shows from the crib. Dinah Lynn Biggs up until the time she started her own station, but we were all still on the air. The station never went off the air, which was, just wonderful. Thank you, Leo. We never went off the air. And I was just so proud of that fact. So, once again, I thank God every day that I'm still here and that I'm still doing this. It's been a bumpy ride, but a ride nonetheless. You know what they say, ride it till the wheels fall off? Well, that's what I've been doing. Riding it until the wheels fall off. But once again, I am just proud of the fact that something that I started, I continued. A lot of people started things and they just, weren't able to continue those things. But once again, my station, WOSD, has been on the air for 5 years, soon to be 6 years at the end of this year. And I couldn't be more proud of it. People have come and go. We actually started the station, like I said, at the house. It started out as Dusty Radio 1390, and then it went to WOSD, and still flourishing. We still have advertisers on our station, soon to have national spots. So, it's coming along. My mom would be very proud that I did not stop doing what I started. As a matter of fact, she used to help me pay the rent at the place over on 79th and East End. She was like, how much you need? I said, Mom, I can't take money from you. She said, if you don't take it, I'll feel like that you're, turning me down, being, disrespectful. I'm like, no, Ma, it's just that I can never pay you back. She said, you got that right. She said, just say nice things to me when I die. Say nice things about me. And the thing that I said at her memorial service was, whenever she walked down the street, it was almost as if all the thugs knew who she was. She was like the godmama of 79th Street. She walked down the street, they would part, they would stop cussing, throw their cigarettes down, everything, and speak to Mrs. Greer. They were very respectful to her, and I just hope and pray that I get that type of respect when I get to her age. They say respect is not given, it's earned. Well, my mother earned the respect of people who had been in jail, people who had been, been thugs. I mean, the hardest thugs. When they found out my mom was dead, boy, they fell out. But I am proud of what I'm doing. I hope she's still proud up there in heaven of what I'm doing. And that's it, you know. You know, I really and truly miss her. Really and truly, from the bottom of my heart. They say that, you know, it goes away after a while. You know, you don't think about her as much. I'm like, yeah, okay. Um, I want to believe that. I want to believe that one day that I will not, you know, feel this way about my mom. You know, that I know she's in a better place. Hey, Sheila. Yep. I told my mom the day before or the night before she passed, I said, you did a great job of raising us, my brother and I. You know, now take your rightful place in heaven with all the rest of the queens. And that was it. I said, we're going to be all right here. You know, just continue to watch over us. And that was it. That was that. Well, if you didn't know by now, you've been living under a rock. We're doing Prince tonight. Of course, he was born Prince Rogers Nelson, June 7, 1958. He would have been 63. We pay tribute to him because he played all genres of music, R&B, jazz, pop music, rock and roll. He was probably one of the greatest guitar players ever born, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Had a 5-octave range voice. I could go on and on talking about Prince, but I'll let the music speak for itself. Tonight we feature the music of Prince Rogers Nelson on 1690 WVON. The B-sides. I'm okay, Sheila. Yeah, I'm okay. Um, Not the best tonight, but I'm you know trying to make it do what it do. Ernie Isley, a better player. Okay, if you say so. If you insist. Ernie Isley is good, but he's just no Prince. Thank you, John. Yeah, Janine says, I insist, taught by Jimi Hendrix. Well, both of them took their influences from Jimi Hendrix. You know, both Prince and Ernie Isley. Of course, Jimmy spent some time with Ernie because, you know, he used to stay there for a while. Jimmy was basically homeless, and he was playing with Wilson Pickett, and he was the Isley Brothers guitar player before Ernie picked up the guitar. Oh. But yep, both of them are great in their right. So actually, he was inspired by Jose Feliciano. Who was Ernie or Prince? Well, not Prince. Prince was inspired by Hendrix. So yeah. But yeah, we could go all night talking about who's better. You know, is Ernie better? Is Prince better? You know, I think they're both very talented guitar players. So Ernie said Jose Feliciano, really? Okay. But once again, both of them are great guitar players in their own right. You know, I got to give it to both of them. But I would put both of them on. You know, if I had to make a Mount Rushmore of guitar players, it would be Ernie, it would be Jimmy, and it would be Prince, and then probably one more, maybe Clapton. But yeah, Jimmy, Ernie, Prince, Eric Clapton. You know, four of the greatest that ever walked the earth. You know, of course, Jimmy was the inventor of that sound that we call fuzz or distortion. He just turned his amps all the way up. John said Clapton is okay. In an interview, Clapton was asked, how's it feel to be one of the greatest guitar player that ever lived? Clapton said, I don't know. You've got to ask Prince. He knew, you know, he knew who to give kudos to. And that was it, you know. You know, I talk about this all the time. That solo, that 12-minute solo he did, My Guitar Gently Weeps, at the induction of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with all those other guys up there, you know, he's a bad man. That's all. He held his own with those other guys. So, yeah. John said Clapton's okay. But they are some of the great. Yeah, Prince turned it out. And at the end, he threw the guitar in the air. He just threw it in the air. Where it landed, nobody knows. But recently, they I guess, remixed that particular scene in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they call it the director's cut. And you could see, you know, the other guys looking at Prince like, oh, this little mother, shut your mouth, he's killing us. He just, you know, like I said last night, he annihilated them, you know. Russell Baker, what's going on? Shake and bake. Good to see you, man. I can't complain. I'm still here, man. I'm still here. I am still here, and I'm glad to still be here. Yep, I'm glad to still be here. I was looking at my my granddaughter on Saturday, I think it was Saturday, and I'm like, man, I just hope that I live to see her grow up. You know, I just hope I live that long to see her grow up. You know, 'cause she's pawpaw crazy. She loves her pawpaw, and you know, she knows she has my heart. Naomi knows. Yeah, she got pawpaw wrapped around her finger. You know, if I had my other grandchildren around me, it would be the same way. You know, my other children, you know, my kids have me wrapped around their fingers, and I would, you know, do anything because, you know, my dad wasn't the same way that I am. My mom was, but my dad wasn't. You know, he didn't believe in spoiling us. He got us what we wanted sometimes, most of the time, but you know, he didn't want to spoil us so we wouldn't, you know, be any good. But you know, that was mom's job. So mom spoiled us so that we weren't any good. So, but that's it. I you know, I continue to praise God because He brought me a mighty long way. You know, I'm not just saying this tonight. I'm not just preaching, but you know, like I said, I'm just trying to uplift myself, and you know, I love my kids. I really do. My kids and my grandkids. You know, and I'm proud. I say kids, I mean my children. I'm really proud of them at what they do. I'm not close with my son Anthony, but I'm proud of him because he's doing everything that I did when I was a kid. He's helping people. He's, you know, uh, putting memory in computers, everything. He knows all about that stuff. And that was me. You know, I was, you know, that guy that was putting switches on speakers and, you know, building stuff. You know, he's got that, uh, you know, he's got that whole mentality going. And I'm, you know, I'm proud of him. We don't talk, but, you know, he's got to know that, that his father does love him unconditionally. And hopefully one day we can all get together and have all my kids in front of me, you know, hopefully before it's too late. Too late. I have gone to many concerts in my life, but I've never seen a concert where the guy just jumped on every instrument, ran up and down the stage, jumped off of speakers into a split, spun around, had a bed. I've never seen anything like that. He was the total performer. Prince Rogers Nelson in tonight's Spotlight on 1690 WVON. Prince used to be the opening act for Rick James, believe it or not. That would have been something to see, right? Here's Big Time. That's all right. But I truly love my children. I miss seeing them. Um, when they were growing up, I was doing the same. I was growing up too. So I got to see them on weekends, got to spend time with them, going to their mama's houses, the baby mama's houses. And they all grew up to be fine adults, Thanks, John. Tales from the Tour Bus. Thank you. Thank you for posting that. When I get home tonight, I'm going to watch that. Like I said, I need something to, cheer me up. Yeah, my my sister just got out of the hospital today. Um, she's doing a lot better. They're sending her home with oxygen. I said, okay, sis, why are they sending you home with oxygen? She said, well, I said, no, I don't know. I said, you don't have to tell me. I understand. My mom was the same way. She didn't want us to worry about her. So therefore, a lot of times she did not divulge what was wrong with her, or at least she didn't to me. She might have told my brother, and he never said anything. Oh, by the way, mom has stage 3 cancer. I'm like, so when were you guys gonna tell me? Like right before she died, or what? But you were working. We didn't want to, put that on your mind while you were working and this, that, and the other. I'm like, okay. So I guess it was better that I didn't know what was going on, because I probably would have just, quit my job and just, been there for my mom. Luckily my brother was able to be there. So, yeah, mom was there for dad and my brother was there for mom. And, I wish that I could have done more, but I couldn't have done any more than my brother did. So, if she was in that state, then that's what was going to happen eventually. So there was nothing anybody could do but make her comfortable. Do you have any fun planned for the weekend? Janine, no, I don't. Unfortunately, I was hoping that I would see my wife this weekend, but after the phone call I received today, I don't think so. I'm going to be working this weekend, so I'm going to change your plans. So it is what it is, folks. I don't even want to talk about that. So I really and truly miss my mother. I was hoping that certain people would like step up after she passed, but they weren't quite ready to step up to that task. So that's what happened. But my mother will always be in my heart. She'll always be on my mind, and her name will always be on my lips. My mama, Maida Doris James Greer. Yep. My mom was my first roadie. Whenever I had a party and I didn't have a way there, she would put all the stuff in the family car against my dad's wishes. And I have crates of records, turntables in the back seat, speakers, everything in the car. And we got it there. We got it there. You know, in fact, she would grab some crates of records too. You know, I'm like, Mom, you don't have to do that. But, you know, like I said, she was my first roadie. And, you know, she saw that this is what I wanted to do. So she encouraged me to keep doing it, to keep, you know. Yeah, my mom was my biggest fan, my roadie, biggest cheerleader, you know, all of that. Spiritual advisor. If I needed to talk to somebody, you know, she was just a phone call away. All I had to do is pick up the phone or say, Mom, I'm on my way over there. Before I would leave, you know, she always wore those house robes and with the pockets. So before I left, she would always, you know, I'm like, oh, she about to give me some money. And that wasn't my intentions of going over there to get any money, but it was usually that time where, you know, funds were kind of low, and you know, she always kept money in the house. You know, money was in the bank, money was in her drawer at home, and she would always, you know, give me a few bucks. You know, it's like, Mom, you know, I can't pay you back. She said, I know, just say nice things to me, say nice things about me when I pass. I said, Mom, you ain't going nowhere. You're going to live to be like 100 years old. She lived to be 84. So, but she outlived her family, her mom, her dad, and her brother. She was the last one in the family. You know, my grandfather passed, my uncle passed, then my grandmother passed. And Mom went to be with them, to be with her family. So, yeah, she was, you know, I don't know about other people's moms, but she was the best. You know, she was the ruler that all women have to measure up to. You know, she cooked, she cleaned, she washed clothes on the weekend. You know, we always had clean clothes. We were always well fed. You know, even the nights that she didn't want to cook, you know, we still ate. You know, still had White Castles. But she was the best, and I miss her. And, you know, I wish I had somebody around that I could talk to like this. But I'm glad I got you guys. Whether you're listening or not, you know, I'm glad I got you all as a sounding board, because, you know, I really and truly miss her. Your mom was your Sadie. Yep. My mom was definitely, you know, that Sadie. She never, I saw my mother maybe once or twice in church. The last time I actually saw her in church was when I got married to my first wife. My second wife, the one I'm married to now, we got married in the house, and Mom was there. She was at both weddings. You know, she was there both times. And the first time she said, well, you know, if this don't work out, you know, you got what, 6 months to have it annulled or whatever, 6 weeks, whatever it was. I'm like, Mom. But she saw something, because the first marriage didn't last but 3 months, so she knew something. Wilbur Harris, and the godfather of soul, James Brown, Kansas City, on 1690 WVON, the talk of Chicago. It's your Dr. Al Greer, flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides. They used to be known as Ask Rufus. This is Rufus featuring Shaka Khan. But yeah, that song. Thank you, John. John Marshall Hendricks. And it's interesting because John never took lessons. I mean, Jimmy never took lessons, rather. Yeah, not that I knew of. He never took lessons. Yep, never took a lesson. Janine said, I just got off work and I'm tired. He Jimmy tonight. Jimmy like the guy that fixes your car. There's always a guy there named Jimmy. He got Jimmy on the shirt. Go on over there and ask Jimmy. He'll fix your car. 9 times out of 10, Jimmy's like a 70, 80-year-old man. He's been working on cars since he was a kid. Worked at GM. That's Jimmy. He fix everything. Oh, I need some more water. A little lemon juice to cut the phlegm. Cut the phlegm. Cornell Dupree. That's a name you don't hear a lot. My guy was Eric Gale. Eric was not a high profile type, Yeah. But yeah, Eric Gale wasn't one of those, fantastic guitar players, but he played on a lot of the CTI records. He was always like the secondary guitarist, like George Benson. Yep. King Curtis, Cornell Dupree, Eric Gale. Yep. All right, Janine, we will see you tonight on the B-sides. I'm sorry, on the bedtime stories. Yeah. But all of those great guitarists, you know, Hiram Bullock, who played with the Tonight Show band, great guitarist, you know, underrated, died way too young. You know, I used to watch him on David Letterman's show until he, you know, I mean, and they backed up everybody. I mean, on Letterman's show. Thank you. Yep, Paul Schaefer's band. Yep, with drummer Anton Fig and all the rest of them. I'm like, that was a hell of a TV band. I mean, you know, the Tonight Show band was like, you know, big jazz band. And then, of course, Jay Leno brought in his own with Eubanks. And then Jimmy Fallon brought in the Roots. So, you know, it was like, you know, progression.
The talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation. 1690 WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
I'm Vanessa.
5 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, Paul Schaefer, man, that was the killer band right there, boy. You know, especially when they moved from NBC to CBS, then it became the CBS Orchestra. I'm like, oh, check them out. But yeah, that was what's up. Yeah. Steve Jordan, Anton Fig came later. Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember the induction when the Spinners were inducted into the Hall of Fame, and you know each group has to perform, and they sounded just like the record, you know. You know, I think yeah, Anton was playing drums then, and they always used, you know, Paul Schaefer's band. You know, what's his name? The bass player, what's his name? Will Jennings. Yep. It was Will Jennings, Steve Jordan, Anton Fig came later, Hiram Bullock, and that was basically the band, and of course Paul Schaefer, Will Lee. Well, I say Will Jennings, Will Lee, who co-wrote the song "Deja Vu" with yeah, Will Lee. Bad white boy, I tell you. Whoo. Yep, he was cutting it up. I mean, cutting up. Yeah, but I'm surprised they didn't make, you know, any recordings. Not, you know, none that I know of. You know, they should have made some records or something. You know, each one of them, yeah, you play with the Brecker Brothers, but each one of them, you know, did their own thing.
Prohibiting the execution.
You know, Hiram had an album out where he redid Funky Broadway, which I'm going to play later on.
1987 murder of a mother and her daughter in a Memphis suburb.
For more on these stories and international, national, state, and local news affecting the Black community, listen to the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app or log on to BINnews.com.
I'm Vanessa Tyler with Mike Stevens on your home for 24/7 news, the Black Information Network.
The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
WVON is celebrating Black Music Month with Legends in Library. On the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
The views expressed on our programs are not necessarily those of WVON, Midway Broadcasting Corporation, or our participating sponsors.
Hey Alexa, play WVON 1690 AM.
Getting WVON 1690 AM station from iHeartRadio.
Try it out for yourself. America is listening to WVON.
Live from the Xfinity Studios at WVON. We're your original social media. The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
It's not.
Yeah, Will Lee played on like everybody's album. You know, just straight session player.
I'll share it with you.
WVON is and her radio. A-sides up, B-sides down. It's Dr. Al Greer, flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides on 1690 WVON.
Yeah, Will was on everybody's record. Yeah, I think he did a couple of records by himself, but they never really did anything. But he was just, straight session. You have those that stand out, to do their own albums and everything else. And then you have those that are just, session musicians. You see them on everybody's album cover, bass, Will Lee, drums, Steve Porcaro, all of Toto. They were studio musicians. So, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But John, you should come down one night and we'd talk music on the air, Yeah. Sometimes, talking about music takes my mind off of other stuff. So, keep talking, John. Keep it talking. Now, that's one of those Temptation songs you normally don't hear. Let Your Hair Down on 1690 WVON, the Talk of Chicago with your Dr. Al Greer. Flipping the 45s and playing the B-side, saying hello to John Caldwell, Sheila Forrest, Ken Watlington, and a host of others. Thanks for checking me out on Facebook and here on 1690 WVON as I flip the 45s and play the B-sides on the Isley Brothers. Yep. If it's anything that I know, and that is music. That is music. That's all I know. Yep. All right, what'd they do with the remote control for the TV? I'll be right back. Live it up. Somebody took the batteries out of the remote, I tell you. Ooh, good God. Woo-ha. Oh. Yes, you are. Double plus, double plus, double plus. God Daddy Herb Kent, along with Jackie and Tuts, 10-2 double plus on 1690 WVON, the Talk of Chicago. with your Dr. Al Greer, flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides on Prince Rogers Nelson on 1690 WVON. This is Raspberry Beret. Into the outdoor. Lady G, I meant to call you on the way to work. Yeah. You made it to Vegas. All right, Glow. Made it to Vegas. I wanted to see you before you left, but hey. Congratulations on the move. Congratulations. I might be joining you real soon. You know, depending on what happens here. You know, might need a new, you know, some new scenery to look at. You know, wish I had a job waiting for me in Vegas. I would go. Yeah, have my truck shipped there. Yeah, love that truck, boy. I tell you, love that truck. But yeah, I meant to call you, Lady G. But you say, come on, okay. As soon as I save up my money. Yeah. Yeah. But congratulations. I hope you be happy in Vegas. Big money Vegas. Where ain't no snow. That's all right. Oh, the post that I put up earlier, I took it down. Yeah. I think it was probably a little premature. So I took it down. But I thank you all for congratulating us. But I got a call from her and she was like, are you okay? It's like, yeah, I mean, you know, because my phone has been blowing up all day since that post. And one of those calls was from her, you know.
WVON B-sides double play.
And, you know, the tone of her voice was like, okay. You know, like I had lost my mind. She's like, are you all right? I'm fine. I feel great. You know, well, I'll talk to you later. I'm like, okay, well. So, yeah, it may have been, you know, a little bit premature, but I, like I said, I snatched it down. The damage has already been done. Whatever damage, I was like, you know, not like I put some other woman's picture up there and said, Al's in a relationship with Boo Boo. You know, it's like, nah. So, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah. I guess wishful thinking, you know, but like I said, it may have been a little premature. Of course, she never went into detail. She said, well, I'll call you back. And of course, I never heard back from her. So I'm like, okay, you know, I do believe she's going through something and she's just not telling me. So, you know, I didn't say anything to her all last week. So I thought, okay, well, you know, maybe I'll give her a little break from me. So I did. And, you know, Almost got cussed out in front of the church on Saturday. So I don't know what's going on, but just gonna leave it there. You know, took the post down, everything. So you know, I'm just gonna play it by ear. You know, whatever. But trust and believe. I will not be walking down the aisle again, or standing at the end of the aisle, or whatever. I am, you know, I'm like Ike Turner. I'm off that narcotic. I just, you know. That's why I've been so gloomy tonight, guys. Everybody's calling me and congratulating me and everything else, you know. It's like, that's wonderful. I'm glad you all are back together. You know, so I don't know. Maybe she has some sort of other agenda. But I'm just going to, you know, just going to pull back. You know, keep doing what I've been doing. You know, I just text her, say, hey, what's up? You know, and that's it. Until she says, stop texting me. So, you know, it is what it is, people. You know. I mean, you all see that I'm, you know, the same way all the time. You know, I'm a nice guy. Y'all don't see me with a bunch of women anymore. Yeah, I don't do that. That's not me. You know, it's just, I'm a one-woman man. You know, I might joke and say one woman at a time, but, you know, I feel like, you know, everything that I've done in the past has come back to haunt me. And I thought maybe being a better person would, you know, other people would see that I'm a better person. They would see that I'm a different person. But some people want you to be the same. You know, it was, somebody made a comment to like, you know, yeah, you still a player. I'm like, no, I'm not a player. You know, I don't get down like that anymore. So that's it. You know, my playing days are over. Casanova. So you know, I don't do that stuff anymore. It's dangerous. You know, it's just really dangerous. I want to be, you know, with one person, and that's it. You know, if, you know, it's like the song says, if you can't be with the one you love, love the one you're with. You know, so maybe it's time to, you know, not look, but let them find me, and that's it. You know, I've had some great relationships in the past, and I've had some bad ones. You know, some of the people that I have been with, I probably should have stayed with, but you know, at that time I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to be, you know, monogamous. So now that I am, it's like I can't find nobody to be monogamous with. You know, my own wife don't want to be monogamous with me. So, you know, it is what it is. But you know, thank you for your calls, your congratulations and everything. But you know, now the ball is in her court. You know, she wants to play, that's it. You know, otherwise, hey, you know, I think I'm a good man. I think I'm a good catch. I think I'm a God-fearing man. So, you know, and like I used to say when I when I first got married, I said, Lord, if this is not the person that I'm supposed to be with, then please send me the person that I should be with. And that was the first marriage. And then he sent me Kimberly. So I'm saying it again. Lord, if there's somebody you want me to be with, please send them to me. You know, even if it is her, you know, and that's it. You know, send her back brand new, you know, with a renewed spirit that she wants to, you know, make this marriage work. Otherwise, you know, I ain't getting no younger. You know, thanks to the makers of Beijing, I'm able to look like this. So, you know, of course, you know, some eye cream and everything else, but you know, I miss being married. I don't like the single life. It is just it's dangerous. It's empty. It's unfulfilling. I saw an episode of Lucifer. I don't know if you guys are into that series, but you know, all the people that they interviewed a whole bunch of people, and they all said, you know, he was great in bed, but he was shallow. He wasn't husband material. You know, they showed like, you know, he'd been with like 10 women and one guy. So, but it is what it is, folks. You know, and it's gonna get better for me because it's getting better for me in my life. So, you know, God is preparing me. From the Love Sexy album, that is Alphabet Street on 1690 WVON, the talk of Chicago. It's your Dr. Al Greer. Tonight we flip the 45s on the great Prince Rogers Nelson. So all the songs that we didn't play on WVON earlier during the day this week, I'm going to play them tonight. Here's War and Summer. So, yep, I got that. We were talking tonight. The gentleman that I usually you know, take his place. Well, not take his place, but come in, you know, afterwards. It's like when they try to break a horse, you know, they try to break the horse's spirit because, you know, most horses are majestic animals, you know, and I think, you know, my spirit has been kind of damaged. You know, my ego's been kind of damaged because, you know, back in the day, oh man, you know, I had my pick of the litter, but I guess that was it. You know, once all of that was over with and once I got that out of my system that I wanted a whole bunch of women, then, you know, the Lord took that out of my spirit. So I guess in taking some of that out of my spirit, he also took some of my pride away because, you know, I was, you know, I was living the life, you know. Guys that I knew, they were like, man, you just swimming in women. I'm like, yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. I think, you know, if somebody told me that now, it would not be a compliment. It would definitely not be a compliment now. So I don't want to be swimming in women. You know, I want to swim in one woman, and that's it. So, you know, it is what it is. John Caldwell, let's talk some music, man. Where you at? I'm getting down, real down. Find me a girlfriend or something. Yeah, right.
WVON.
But it is what it is, folks. It's gonna be better. It gets greater later. It's I just hope one day that I can tell you something really great. That's the only thing that's missing in my life. It's not money anymore. Money, I make it. I save some, I spend some, I save a little bit more, I spend a little bit more. And recently I've been spending money on myself. I saw this nice shirt that the shirt called me. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get that shirt right there. So things are, slowly opening up for me. So that's it. But last year was like, okay, just just scratch 2020 out of the books. That was like the worst year ever. So everything that I thought was going to happen for me, it just all backfired. Blew up in my face. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It was all smoke and mirrors. It was all broken promises. It was all, it was all BS. And that was it. What I thought was really cool wasn't cool at all. Like Eddie Murphy said, I thought I had Ritz. No, I just had plain crackers with no peanut butter on top of. Yep. Plain old crackers. You know, what I thought was, you know, oh, this is different and fresh, and, you know, maybe I've been given, you know, a third chance at love. Plain old crackers. You know, same stuff, different day. You know, just in a different body. You know, I see how some people just stay single. They're like, I don't want the headache. You know, some people just stay single, and that's it. You know, I couldn't understand it before. I'm like, how do you just stay single? I remember asking a coworker of mine. I said, how do you do it? And like, how do I do what? I'm like, you know, I'm not a sexual critter, but I'm a passionate critter. You know, I'm very passionate. I like hugging. I like kissing. I like, you know, holding hands, that whole thing. You know, even when I wasn't with somebody, I was still doing all of that. You know, I was still, you know, romantic. But it's like, it's just totally different now. It's like, you know, how do you do it? How do you not want to just grab somebody and stick your tongue in their mouth, or throw your arm around them, or, you know, high five, pat them on the ass, you know, grab their boobie or something like that, you know. But the thing is, it's like out of sight, out of mind. If you don't have anybody, then you don't miss anybody. And as the years go by, it is what it is. You don't really miss them. So I kind of sort of get it, but I don't get it. But it's like, okay, if that's what it is, then that's what it is. But I guess, it's all part of the change of life. Everything that you did when you were young, you don't do it anymore. You don't play jacks. You don't shoot dice. You don't pitch pennies. All of that is just, old school. That's just stuff you used to do. Play hopscotch, double dutch. Now you're older and wiser person. So, everything is different now that you've gotten older. And that's how I am. That's where I am in my life. Everything is, grown folk stuff, not, little piddly, stuff anymore. So it is what it is. Chicago's own Shylights and Love Is from the album A Lonely Man. Before that, he was one of the disc jockeys here at WVON. You could hear him. He came on in the afternoons. Yep. Super J Johnson and his version of Love Is. Same song, different artist on 1690 WVON with your Dr. Al Greer and Prince. This is Pink Cashmere. Yeah, wow. No hard left, Lady G. Yeah, me too. It's like, up and down, up and down. Hmm. Women are always talking about ain't no good men out there. It's like, hey, some of them, they just, you know, push them, push them to the deep end, push them to the edge, to the cliff until they just fall off, you know. Just, yeah, just hurt. I don't think I could get any more hurt than I am now. You know, I don't want to go back to, being what I was before, you know. When I look back at that person, it's like, man, I'm lucky to be alive. I could have been shot or died of AIDS. It's just rough. You know, it's like that song by Al Green. It said, "All this love inside of me, I think it's going to be one explosion." When I do get with somebody, you know, just have all this, all this love and nobody to give it to. And women always talking about, oh, men ain't this and men don't do that and they don't like to commit and they're not romantic and they're not, they don't pay attention to you and all this stuff. And then when I do all that stuff, it's like, he's weak. He's weak. Okay, I'm weak. Oh, well. It is what it is, I guess. I'll be that. But there's going to be somebody that's going to appreciate that, Somebody's going to appreciate it. Just hope it's not too late. Tonight we feature the music of Prince Rogers Nelson. That is You Make My Sunshine at Night. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. On the other side, more music from Prince, as well as music from Sly Johnson, or Syl Johnson. I can't read my own writing, right? The Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, Dionne Warwick, and Bill Withers. Right now, here's Bill Evans. And on a clear day, you can see forever. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, and this is the B-Sides. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I did everything but change my skin color. I did everything, everything that I could think of that was wrong, that was, not Christ-like, not husband-like, not even boyfriend-like. But it is what it is. It won't happen again. Keep my feelings to myself. Just it's like shut them down. Shut them all the way down. Yep, G, I tried. Huh. Boy, did I try. Well, I look at it this way, you know. Somebody's going to get a good man one of these days. Shed all my layers of my snakeness. I'll be back. I got to go drain my lizard. I'll be back.
The FBI figured out the password to the dark side's Bitcoin account. The Colonial Pipeline cyber attack caused gasoline disruptions and long lines for gas in certain areas of the country. I'm Jaleesa Chapman with Ray Harris on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hey Alexa, play WVON 1690 AM.
Getting WVON 1690 AM station from iHeartRadio.
Try it out for yourself. You can now listen to the Talk of Chicago on Alexa.
WVON is celebrating Black Music Month with Legends in Library. On the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Live from the Xfinity Studios at WVON. The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Well, any time is a good time.
On WVON. A-sides up, B-sides down. It's Dr. Al Greer flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides on 1690 WVON. Shut up already, man.
Woo! What to do? Put your foot down on the two, jump up on the one, and you're having fun doing the houseway. Yeah. Question. Does anybody know about the quake? Boop. You'll make a house shake. Everybody clap your hands. Come on. Let's jam. Don't wait for your neighbor. Green eggs and ham. Doing a housequake. The twist. Thank you. So, wait a minute. See. Shakalaka. What was that? Shot. Rock this mother to the max. That's a fact. That's good. All right. Everybody shut up. Listen to the band. Shut up already. House Quake on 1690 WVON. The Talk of Chicago with your Dr. Al Greer. We flip the 45s and play the B-sides tonight on Prince Rogers Nelson. This is the song he wrote for Patrice Rushen. It never sounds lame. Thank you.
He's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides on 1690 WVON.
Woo! Lady G! So I was doing a wedding reception one year. This is a long time ago. Let me turn the mic off, make sure it's on. So I was doing this wedding reception, and I saw the bride and the groom, and they walked out, you know, while everybody was eating dinner. And I don't know what happened outside, but I saw the groom come back in. And, you know, he came back in, you know, tuxedo still on, everything else. And he sits down, he starts stabbing the food just with his fork, just stabbing it. And he's stabbing it. And the next thing you know, he yelled out, he said, "F this!" And he went across the table, and there was this glass pitcher on the table. And he just put his hand right through it. I was like, okay, what happened outside? So, of course, later on, I found out what happened outside. What happened outside should not have happened outside on that day. He and his woman that he just got married to had an argument. We were at the Chateau Boucher, which is, what, Blue Island? One of those. Well, anyway. So at that point, her people, you know, called the police on them because what they saw is not what really happened. They saw her fall down. She had on heels. She lost her balance. She was hollering at him, putting her finger in his face and everything. And at one point he said, forget you. He didn't shove her. He's like, forget you. And I guess she thought that he was going to hit her. Well, she lost her balance and she fell down. And they called the police on him. Fast forward. This is crazy. They were already married, but they never finished the reception. So about a month later, they had their wedding reception again. I was like, okay. I'm like, yeah, y'all need to be together. And that's what's going on? Black Lives Matter. What's going on, Preston? But yeah, she called, or her people called the police thinking that, he hit her. And she's like, he didn't hit me. He didn't hit me. No, F that. He a thug and he this and that. They call the police on him. So, of course, they had to let him go because nothing really happened. She wasn't going to press charges against him. They had just gotten married. It was her family that wanted to press the charges. They wanted him in jail. They didn't like him no way. And they were like, we're going to finish what we started. And they ended up having another reception, this time on the, on the grounds of where they lived. They had like one of those little, what do you call it? Like a community room that you could have, little gatherings in. But they had like a large community room, kind of like the size of the little community room they have at Chicago State. So they stayed married. Folks didn't like it. Oh, well, that was it. So, but I remember that, that's always stood out in my mind, him running, not running back in, but walking back in to the Chateau Boucher into that room. And he's just stabbing the salad, just, and then finally they walked in. They said, okay, well, at the request of the bride and groom, the reception is now over with. I'm like, ooh, I'm glad I got my money up front. Do you remember? That was it.
The B-sides on 1690 WVON.
I wish it was me you loved. I know that's right. Woo! Yep. But I found out, at their second reception what had happened that night. You know, they ended up going on their honeymoon and everything, you know, when he got out, and that was it. But they did the honeymoon. They came back and, you know, had a second reception. So, ain't love grand? I know. I hear you, Lady G. I hear you. But the heart wants what the heart wants. I guess I haven't learned yet. The pride and joy of Harvey, Illinois. The Dells, and I wished it was me you loved. I know that's right. 1690 WVON, the talk of Chicago with your Dr. Al Greer. This gentleman has recorded thousands and thousands of songs. He's got a vault in his house. That's right. That's where all of his songs will be released over years. We'll still be playing Prince, boy, when I'm old and gray. That ain't gonna happen. Yep. Woo! I'm gonna be all right one of these days, Lady G. I'm gonna be all right. Hope it gets better before it gets worse. Because what's that song by Atlantic Star? If your heart isn't in it. Yeah, if your heart isn't in it, why leave me hanging on? Tell me and I'll be gone from your life. Thank you. Woo! Let me listen to this Prince. I'll be all right. They built Paisley Park so he could record nonstop all day, every day, all night, wee hours of the morning. And then they wouldn't release any of his music. Yeah. Crazy, huh? Which is why he wrote Slave on the side of his face. He could only release one album per year. Sometimes he would have like 10 albums already done and just waiting in the vault. Tonight we're flipping 45s and play the B-sides on Prince Rogers Nelson on 1690 WVON, the talk of Chicago with your Dr. Al Greer. Saying hello to Lady G and Captain Daryl Owens. Thanks for checking in on Facebook to the B-sides. Here's Herb Alpert and Janet Jackson. This is Diamonds on 1690 WVON. Thank you, Captain Owens. I appreciate that. Thank you. Where did I get these shirts from? I'm trying to remember. Oh, what's the name of the place? It's out in Dalton, of course. It's called City Trends. I got 2 of them. City Trends. I got that in a pair of Fila gym shoes. Thought I was doing something, you know? Yeah. Can you please put it back in my closet? Not you too. You got the same shirt. Oh. Well, you know what they say. Great minds think alike, I guess. Okay. And it's so comfortable, you know, it's cottony and stuff. Mm-mm. Yeah, I got 2 of them. Put it back in my closet. You're funny. You're funny, Mr. Owens. Oh, you headed to work. Okay. Well, thanks for checking in, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, be careful driving. Cool, dude. And it's just 3. Mm-mm. Maybe I'll get a nap in when I get home, huh? Ken Wadlington. Captain Owens. Like a buffet behind me. What? I wish I did. I get hungry around this time. Thank you, Lori. I stole it from from Daryl Owens' closet. No, actually, I got it from where did I get it from? City Trends on Sibley Boulevard. Yep. I got two of them. I got another one that's just about the same. But thank you, Lori. And thank you for the lovely video you sent me on Messenger. I really needed that. Thank you. Need more of those. You know, yeah. Keeps my arm strong. Ha ha. Arm strong. You're happy for me. What did I do? uh, about the shirt? Okay. Lyle Shumpert, what's going on? Would you say enough heat? Yeah. I was complaining a few months ago. I'm like, is summer ever going to get here? I'm just glad that I sleep in a basement. You know, it's nice and cool down there, you know, nice and cool. Yeah. My poor cousin, she had to come downstairs and get the fan, which was in my room. I'm like, I don't need it. You know, I like the heat. Rolling down a mountainside. See, that's what was missing on that song. Same song, different artists, Rolling Down a Mountainside from The Main Ingredient. Before that, Isaac Hayes from Wattstacks, as a matter of fact. It's your Dr. Al Greer. This is Isaac Hayes, too, from the Satara Tahoe album. Unfortunately, Lori, she didn't feel the same way. So I took it down. So, yeah, she called me and asked me what was wrong with me. I'm like, I'm fine. You feel good? I said, yeah, you feel okay? I'm just getting over a cold. All right, you feel all right? I said, yeah. She said, I'll call you back. Yeah. I was like, okay. And that was the end of it. You know, people were calling me and congratulating me. My phone was just blowing up. I'm like, what's going on? Because usually they'll say, if you are in a relationship with this person, they have to say okay first. You know, you can't just post something and say, you know, I'm in a relationship. That's stalking. So I'd assume that she, you know, read it first and said, oh, okay, you know, and click on it. But yeah. So here I am out here looking, you know, like a stalker. So that was it. So yep, got me out here looking like a stalker, like an idiot. I'm like, oh, well, you don't feel the same way. Okay, cool. So that was the end of it. You know, I got to work. I took it down. You know, I thank everybody for, you know, for liking it. So that was the end of it. But trust and believe it'll never happen again. Next time something gets posted, she'll be doing the posting. I ain't posting, you know. Like I was telling Lady G, you know, it's like, you know. Got me out here looking like Boo Boo the Fool. She probably told everybody at work, you know, this idiot, he ain't got nothing else to do. It's like, okay. Like, my feelings don't mean nothing. So, you know, like I said, next time I post something, you know. We're gonna be in the same picture, not, you know, side by side, and we're gonna be in the same picture, and that's it. You know, yeah, it's really terrible because, you know, people were calling me, you know, left and right. You know, your brother called you today. Okay. At least you have a brother to call you. I have a brother, but he doesn't call me. He, you know, he despises me. You know, I think if I was a bum on the street, he wouldn't, and he'd pass me up. He'd leave me laying there. Yeah, he would leave me laying there. In fact, my brother would probably try to run me over if he saw me in the street. You know, probably tell me to get out of the street. Get out of the street. You're embarrassing me. You need me to call you. I'll call you. Like now? Can I wait till I get off the air? Or something like that? You know. Yeah, every time somebody wants me to call them when I'm on the air, it's like, you know, it's never good. It's just never good. So. But, yeah. Yep, Lori, it is what it is. I'm looking like an idiot. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought it would all be good news for everybody. But no, it wasn't. You know, just me looking crazy, looking like a freaking stalker. Yep. You know, somebody told me a long time ago, they said men have no feelings. I see why now they don't have any feelings. You know, because as kids, you know, we're told to suck it up. You know, suck it up. Be a man. Okay. Well, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna suck it up and be a man. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Suck it up.
The The talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation. 1690 WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
For 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Cops may have killed a black man, but his family vows not to let cops kill his character, too. Winston Smith Jr. was shot and killed by police in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Taisha Ford tearfully proclaims she will protect Smith's name until justice has been served.
My brother was kind. No, he wasn't perfect. None of us are. He was trying to turn over a new leaf, but they took that away from him.
She said her brother has been called a fugitive and a murderer without a proper investigation. Smith was shot and killed by officers last week after being sought on weapons charges. His family is calling for transparency and accountability during the investigation.
The San Jose, California Police Department has released surveillance footage from the fatal shooting of Demetrius Stanley. Police Chief Anthony Mata says 2 undercover officers were investigating the 31-year-old black man last week in connection with an armed robbery. Home security video shows a barefoot surface.
Okay, I'm calling you.
What appears to be a gun. The police chief claims Stanley eventually.
Okay, now he's not answering. Okay. Well, at least I tried.
Stanley pulled out his gun with the one hand and opened the officer's driver's door with the other. Evidence shows Stanley pointed a handgun directly at the officer.
That officer started shooting, killing Stanley.
The undercover officers involved in the incident were not wearing body cameras due to the non-enforcement nature of their assignment that evening.
Protesters argue Stanley was unaware he was confronting police.
2 sheriff deputies disciplined in the shooting death of Andrew Brown Jr. are back on the job. The Black Information Network, Mike Island, picks up the story.
The 42-year-old black man was shot and killed in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, as police were serving a warrant for his arrest. Pasquotank County deputies Daniel Meads, Robert Morgan, and Aaron Llewellyn were placed on administrative leave following Brown's death in April. The department just announced Meads and Morgan have returned to work. However, Llewellyn will resign at the end of the month, according to the statement. The county district attorney found the shooting to be justified, arguing Brown recklessly drove toward the officers at the scene while in his car. I'm Mike Island on the Black Information Network.
A black man in Tennessee is one step closer to getting off of death row. A Shelby County judge ruled Burgess Payne will be assessed by a mental health expert hired by the state to determine if he's mentally disabled, as his attorney, Kelly Henry, claimed.
They're confident that they're going to conclude that we are correct and that Mr. Payne is a person who's subject to intellectual disability and therefore should not be on death row.
The Tennessee legislature passed a bill in May retroactively prohibiting the execution of the intellectually disabled without an application deadline. Payne is on death row for 1987 murder of a mother and her daughter in a Memphis suburb. For more on these stories and international, national, state, and local news affecting the Black community, listen to the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app or log on to BINnews.com.
I'm Vanessa Tyler with Mike Stevens on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
The talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
WVON is celebrating Black Music Month with Legends in Library. On the talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Live from the Xfinity Studios at WVON. We're your original social media. The talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
It's the B-sides with your peanut butter brother, Al Greer, on 1690 WVON.
I'll be back. Back to the bathroom. Back to the bathroom. He's back. From the soundtrack of Batman, that is Prince and Bat Dance on 1690 WVON, the Talk of Chicago, with your Dr. Al Greer. Tonight we feature the music of Prince Rogers Nelson. Well, you know, better late than never, right? Everybody else was doing it, so I don't want to get left out, you know what I'm saying? From another movie, this is from Under the Cherry Moon. This is the remix of Another Lover, Hole in Your Head on 1690 WVON. You got to say the whole thing, you know, all together. You know, it's like a Tribe Called Quest, you know what I'm saying? Right? I know. On 1690 WVON, the Talk of Chicago. I see you, Lori Howard. She's out of Facebook jail. Parole from FB Correctional. Haha. He was born Sylvester Thompson, but we know him as Syl Johnson. And back for a Taste of Your Love on 1690 WVON, the talk of Chicago, with your Dr. Al Greer flipping the 45s and playing the B-sides on Prince. I know, right? It's gotten eerily quiet, I tell you. Yeah, I think I'm going to shut it down anyway. I'm just not feeling it. I'm going to listen to the music the rest of the night. But thank you, Lady G. Peace out. I holla.